It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM on this beautiful day. Good morning to Web3 with Mando and OSF and Mando. Tune in live at 10:30 and it's all on Rock Radio. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM Rock Radio.
Yo, what up? Good morning, GM. Monday, January 16th, 2023. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my we got Gldn in the house. Gldn, what's up? Good morning.
GM, it's just me and you. We got. I heard OSF was back. Like I saw him tweet out stuff. What's up with this guy? Where's he at?
OSF is our special guest today, so he's gonna come at special guest times. And
what about his better half? Where's Mando at?
And Mando, I think he's got baby stuff going on. But hold on. I am figuring things out right now. But we're here. We are here. We are out here. Let me just get this party started. Tweet it out. As usual, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. Bottom right is where you participate within the space. And at the top, I'm about to pin the titles for the day. And you know what to do. Retweet that. It's on my feed as usual. Oh, look at who we got. Look at who we got going on here. It looks like I'm going to bring Ovi up in a second. Our special guest has made it to the stage. A big day
guys.
today.
GM.
How's it going?
It's a big day. It's going really well, Ovi. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I can't wait.
Thanks so much for hosting me. It's great to be here. I've always wanted to be on Rug Radio. Actually, it's one of my resolutions for 2023.
Oh my god, it's so funny. It's a pleasure. I'm getting some messages from Mando saying that his baby has absolutely lost it. So this I guess this is where our Trojan advertisement kicks in. But I'm just playing. Mando's gonna be here any second. It is Monday after all. Another week into 2023, week number 3. Exciting past couple of weeks on the show. Of course, as y'all know, Ovi had some stuff he was handling, so we'll be talking about this on the show later, as he's a special guest. So we'll be talking about himself. We'll be talking about the keeper. We'll be talking about all things as usual on that front. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Today on the show, today as usual. Macro and NFT daily summary and recap. We have crypto market. What's next? Because it was quite a weekend actually on the markets. It was so funny. It was so funny. But after the show on Friday, I think I have the clip somewhere. I had saved it, but I'll play it after. But when the God Candle did happen, so God Candle confirmed, it was a fun Friday evening. And a fun weekend on the crypto market side of things. So we'll be chatting over this, overview it, and of course, as usual, going over a few things in NFT space, recaps and what's going on this week and what we're looking forward to. And then, as usual, we do have a special guest. But our special guest today, as I boot up the video shortly, there's Mando. I'm going to go live in the video in 3, 2, 1. We're also live on video for those who want to get that experience, because we're going to share the live stream to people, on there, and share the markets and whatnot. But anyways, now we're really back. Now we're back. It feels good to have everyone on the show this morning. Here, let me fix one thing here. Okay, perfect. We're super back. It was a fun first 2 weeks of the show. I gotta say, arguably, let me send Mando's co-host invite. Arguably, in the last 2 weeks have been some of the best content we've put out in my opinion, I think it was great from the macro perspective, the NFT, the educational perspective. The guests last week was packed, was fun. Pawns at 10 Friday, Kieran from Illuvium to start the week. Even the week prior was a lot of fun. But their trifecta is back in full effect. You already know. And so it's going to be a vibe. We got Mando in the house. Mando, good morning. How you doing, GM? Oh, you muted. Still muted. He's got his, for those who are not watching on video, he's got his call center headset on. So he's about to pick up the phone. Hello, this is Apple support. How may I help you? Oh no, we still can't hear you. Ovi, it seems like Mando still hasn't gotten that cable in Portugal. I don't know how long it takes to get a cable over there, but it sounds like he's struggling.
Confused.
Ovi had the time to travel around the whole planet. And no, I still can't hear you, Mando. And it's not me. It's you. I'm looking at my roadcaster because I can hear you, Ovi. You're just breaking down. Everybody, stay cool in the audience. I promise you, there's a show this morning. Okay, and Ovi can't unmute. He's got the co-host rug, so I'm gonna kick him out, removing you and adding you back. In the meantime, Austin, good morning. While I troubleshoot my co-host.
Yo, GM, yeah, I'll call tech support. Have you tried blowing on it? That usually doesn't.
Have you tried blowing on the mic? You know, that's your tech support. Persian tech support, where I'm from, Austin, is have you tried hitting it? Have you tried punching the thing, Mando? Have you tried punching your microphone? Just literally punch it. Just give it a good punch.
Can you really still hear me?
There you go. There you go.
So wait, let me get this straight. The cable still hasn't arrived.
The cable never arrived to the UK. I actually got the cable. I actually got the cable for my roadcaster. I bought it from Portugal. It arrived in a week. But the baby was absolutely losing it, which is why I was late. And I thought, for once, I could rely on my trusty co-host to fill in for me. And suddenly, he's also not here on a Monday.
Oh, hold on.
So
he is not the co-host today. He's the special guest.
I'm the special guest. I don't come on for the first half an hour. So.
Yeah.
The baby had to leave. The baby had to leave because she was losing it so much. Sophie just went. Well, my wife just went out with her.
Oh my god, that's funny. So this is just another chaotic morning on the show. I mean, this is just normal at this stage. You know, it's just how we roll. So, anyways, let's pin at the top. Let's get the tweets out. Let's talk because we've got a lot to go over. Hopefully, by the time we get to our special guest today, he's done switching the tires on his cars. And
What did he do? Why do you think that was the time to do that,
dude?
Oh yeah,
No, so I had to
time to get out the old righty tighty lefty loosey.
No, they give you an all day appointment, right? So I was like, okay, hopefully the guy will come in the morning and I'll get it all done. And then it gets to half an hour before the show, and okay, I guess hopefully it's gonna happen after the show. And then this is 10:28 Eastern. I get a phone call, and I'm just like,
I feel you. I hate that stuff. It's always like that. Last week, I think it was the week before last week, all of a sudden, out of all the times the plumber could pick to come over to fix something in my house, he picked 10:29 to show up. And I'm here yo, what am I supposed to do? You know, I want to open the show in time, but I got this motherfucker down there trying to fix a leak in my bathroom. So, oh my God. Anyways, we are live. We're here. Everybody's present and you love it. So today on the show, Today, I'm going to start over here. Macro and NFT Daily Summary Weekend Recap, Crypto Market, What's Next, and very special guest, OSF Rek. Let's get this party started. A lot of stuff happening on the NFT front for sure. We got Austin on the stage. I saw Austin put out an announcement this morning, so we'll get to that as well because I saw doodles. I mean, a lot of people starting to – it's moving. It's moving. We talk about him a lot, so we're going to try and squeeze some alpha out of Austin. Because this is what we do on the show. He's probably going to give us none of it, but we're going to do our best here because this is what we do on Rug Radio all the time. There's the option to watch on video if you want. There's the option to watch on to listen to audio if you want, but at least share because that is free of cost. But anyways, without further ado, let's get right into it.
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you dig it?
So hold on, am I just taking over from all the macro stuff now? No.
Well, today, Ovi is the special guest. Listen, Mando, you got to treat him today.
Oh, okay.
Today, he's
Sorry.
not.
Just roll out the red carpet.
It's not your Canary Labs partner on stage. This is not your better half on stage that you share your life with. This is not the 36 of the 72 apes on stage. This is not my co-host OSF or your co-host on stage, Rug Radio OSF. This is OSF art on stage. Okay, we have a big Sotheby's selling artist, one-of-one artist, successful founder and creator behind rekguy NFT, which in the past 2 weeks had a huge pump, right? A massive beginning of the year. And so he is our guest of honor today. So you have to treat him like that.
Yeah, of course.
So today, you're good. But also, I heard that he's good at macro, so he will give us his take on macro. Because I know people are dying for it, so we will ask him about that if he doesn't mind, of course, because he is, an artist after all. But let's do market with you first.
So what's happened? We were on this show when I was in London. What was on Friday, and you could just tell it was like inching high. Every dip was getting bought. And I don't know, like the thing that people were always saying it was overbought is this term called like RSI. It's if you ever look at like the fear and greed index for like Bitcoin and Ethereum, it was looking really overbought on like the recent on like the 6 day and 12 day. So it just looked like this is stretching towards the end of that move. Now what that generally shows is that it looks at previous moves and looks at the current standard deviation of the move, and it then makes a judgment of this looks slightly overbought. So I think like the 6 day RSI on Ethereum is something like 97. It's like off the charts high, but it's very backward looking. It's a backward looking metric, and it felt as though crypto since November, since FTX blew up, was selling off based on technicals more than anything. So to look at the market backward looking from the period of November to January, and then based on how big a volatile move forward looking that should be, just seemed excessive. So I was slightly unsurprised. We saw that like massive gold candle, and it hasn't really dipped, right? It went to 550. It dipped to like it went to 1550. It dipped to like 1500 briefly, or maybe 1520 roughly, but now seems to be back at 1550.
Wow.
I don't know. Like like I said, when I was doing the daily, I said I thought we could go to 1600, 1700. I said it on this stage, right? I think 1700, 1800. I said on this stage, and you're like, oh wow, that's ages away. And I was like, I didn't think it was that far. Like 20% move. Now it's only really a 10% move to get to 1700. I put in the chat the other day, like we're 8 days in a row up on Ethereum. That's a lot. Like you don't normally see moves like that. We're now going for 9 days in a row up. The last time it made a move like this, 9 days in a row, it was July 2021, and it went from trading at 1700 to trading at 4,000 over the course of the next 2 months. So although I think we might see a couple of dip days, I think you're meant to buy dips here. I think this is what this is telling you is there's strength in this move, and I would just never fade. I would just never fade moves in crypto. Like when you feel like it's got momentum. Yes, if we were at 4,000 and it made the move to 5,000, then you'd maybe fade it. But we're not. We're literally still trading below where we were trading in 2017. Or around about where we were trading 2017. It's not like you're sitting here and buying it at the highs and there's been a move. So to that end, I think that I'm going to be buying every dip possible. I'm not max long here, but I'm because I took some off, but I'm going to be buying every dip. So if we dip down to 1500, I'm buying it 1450, and I don't know. Like I think we'll probably consolidate in the high 1,000, so like 1,800, 1,900. I don't think we're going to just blast to like 3,000.
Look at the monthly chart on like Bitcoin and like ETH.
Look at ETH though, right? Like
this is ETH on the monthly.
Yeah. In 2017, ETH peaked at about 1,500.
Yeah, it's trading like here before it. Like here, right here. There it is.
You have to go even further back.
Yeah,
right?
Here, 17, 18. Yeah, there you go. There it is. December.
So So
18.
don't say that like we haven't sold off a lot. We sold off a lot. And you have some very prominent bears being like, oh, we're going to go lower. There's all this macro stuff that could get.
Do they have like
involved.
Godfather PFPs?
Yes, they do. But look, I think what we saw last year was largely a technical sell-off. Although yes, you got hurt by tech valuations, what you really saw was a lot of leverage in the system and a lot of scams blow up all at once. And we went on this stage, what was it, last week, and we were talking about the idea that what's left, like there's no real blow up in DeFi I can see. Yes, the Gemini and DCG thing could go a little bit bad, but
the SEC stuff didn't affect us as much. Like we were mid pump when it was affecting it, and then it slowed it down, but we still got the candle.
Even if we see blow ups in CFI, which there might be, like I'm not saying Nexo or even even a smaller exchange like Qcoin, I just don't see anything being on the same scale as what we saw last year. Like you literally probably saw the Luna ecosystem was something like all in 60 billion worth of value across Luna, all of its derivative coins plus the Terra stable coin. You saw FTX Go, which is about 15 to 20 billion, although there might be a high recovery on that, we don't know. You saw 3AC Go, which was 18 billion, and now you saw what looks like Genesis going, which is a few billion. I just don't know what blows up unless you think Binance is going to blow up or Coinbase, which I don't think is going to happen. I think they're far better capitalized than all those people that I just named. Like every successive shock that we're going to see is smaller, even if you do see blow ups. And so I don't think there's that technical sell off. And by technical, I mean like forced selling because somebody does something stupid and blows himself up. I just don't know who blows himself up.
Now,
this
God
year.
forbid someone blows themselves up. But hold on.
Yeah.
I guess that one's still in there. I guess. But hold on. I did get a droop sound. That does mean that our beloved special guest is also on video now. So for those of you who are watching video, you have Ovi now. That's all with us. But go on, Mando. I'm sharing also the stuff. It seems like you have the Polygon and Solana wars. It's going all the way to the timeline. Solana had flipped Polygon back on top of Solana. I mean, Matic had a pretty big day yesterday, but Solana, Mando, that one. Now that was something that we saw over the weekend. That was quite a pump we saw on the Solana front.
Shorts.
Epic
short squeeze.
Yeah.
I was short Solana at one stage, very briefly when it went to 16. I was like, I'll put on a small short, and the funding that I was paying for that short was insane. It was like there was a big short base that just got squeezed completely out of that. I took it off almost immediately because I was like, this.
Come on, man! Don't
crazy.
be a bear, Mando. Don't fight against the culture. Bears are evil, vile creatures.
And I was like, oh, what should I? And I'm glad I took it off. And to be honest, if that's where the pain is, if the pain before was leveraged to the upside, right, like people blowing themselves up because they took too much risks on the way up, and now the pain point is that people are overly short some of these coins, then they can go a lot higher. And I actually think that if we move into the main narrative of 2023 being stagflation, as long as we don't get an epic recession, if the US housing market doesn't take down the whole of the global economy, then I don't think that's a bad environment for things like ETH and Bitcoin. Like ETH is deflationary, Bitcoin obviously has a finite, and you're sitting there and looking at gold, which is hitting new highs every single day, and you think, well, this is the environment which is good for deflationary or inflation protecting sort of assets. So maybe that narrative comes to the forefront. I don't see technical blowups. I'm really bullish right now. I'm buying every dip.
I was catching up with Danny over the weekend, and he's like, "How you feeling about everything?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm like a perma bull. I'm like Giga Bull." He was laughing at me because before last year, I was like, "Bro, it's never gonna be like it used to be," And I was around 17, but and I know a lot of people were saying the bear market of 17 was like way worse than this one. And actually now, like that I look back and I listen to the stories I was told by, reading like Cry Barat, writing about it, a bunch of people. I'm like, yeah, you guys were right. Like, we got like a few months of this, and now of course we're not doing great, and that doesn't mean we're not going to like explode in a few months if like things don't work out our way. But I don't know, if I'm outside looking in without the knowledge and background that you guys have and like TradFi and all this stuff and like all these markets, I'm like, I was told I'm going to die, but it seems like the doctor has had like the worst diagnosis possible, right? It's like, I don't know. That's kind of like how I feel. I am sharing the screen here. Ultrasound money, baby, because ETH is ultrasound money. You already know we're not maxis here, but we love the ether. Supply change. ETH is deflationary again. And not like it was crazy inflationary all year, but if you compare proof of work, if you simulate it, since the merger, which was 123 days ago, 123 days since the single most important event in tech, well, one of them, if you ask me, yeah, Mando's laughing, but hey, it was the most insane thing ever. Ferrari riding on the wheel.
Most important event in my life, I think, if I'm honest.
Of course, bro. Bro, there's your daughter being put into the world, and the ETH merge, bro. ETH merge,
the ETH merge, yeah,
bro, by far, man. I'm glad you can relate to that, man. I'm happy to hear that. But Obi's like, yeah, I got married last year. Nothing compared to the merge. Nothing compared to the merge.
Wait till the splurge.
The splurge. Yeah, wait. So the merge.
That's what I'm really looking forward to. The splurge. I can't wait to see Vitalik splurge. I think
the splurge. But anyway, so we would have had 1.455 million ETH. That would have been like additional by now. We would have been, the supply right now is 120 million. We'd be like at 122 million by now, it seems. But if you simulate, it seems like there's negative 58 ETH. So 58 ETH have been burned over the last 123 days, which is really impressive. I don't know if Mando, you wanted to talk on that, because we talk about it a lot. I think, Ovi, you mentioned this a lot when we chat, but like the second like we have a bull market and then you tap this onto it, like Pentoshi also tweets about this a lot. But this is good, you know?
Yeah, we said even when it happened, right? You weren't going to feel it over the short term, but you might start feeling it over the medium to long term. And I don't want to throw in a bunch of bull narratives at after we just moved 25%. Like, don't buy on a daily basis because we've just gone deflationary. It's the marginal difference. It's over a long-term period that you really do start to feel this. So, I wouldn't just say like, oh my God, we've gone deflationary, I'm going all in. Like it's like a marginal difference that really matters. But I do think that, over the medium term, over the course of 2023, again, for example, these are the sort of things that will really, really push ETH to the forefront in terms of that inflation protecting sort of asset in a stagflation environment. So that's the bull case. Arguably, it's even more bullish than Bitcoin as an inflation hedge.
I mean, it's pretty. You absolutely love to see it. I love watching the ultrasound.money website. For those wondering, that's where you check out like the stats on like the what we're talking about in terms of like inflation, deflation. Here you go. 2 more ETH were burnt while you were talking, Mando. We're at 60 ETH burnt now. You see that? You're burning that ETH while you're talking, and you're sending the floor up. The price of ETH up. I'm bullish. Okay. You obviously got to be cautious here, of course. Like, we just had a big gap up, but I like how you're when you're talking about eating those dips. I'm pretty proud of how we've been eating them dips. Mando and I have been rocking together over the last week or two. It's been fun. Ovi's not so impressed by us. He's a hodler. It's making fun of us, but hey. We'll play the game. We'll do this. We'll do that. But anyways, Mando, I don't know if you want to talk about the NFT side of things, and then I'm going to get to our special guest of the day.
Yeah, so NFTs obviously didn't react well, which we had been saying for the last week that NFT volumes, NFT prices were going to be negatively correlated here with ETH, just because there was a lot of volatility there. When you have 8 positive days in a row, obviously people start to look at NFT floor prices again, and everyone starts to feel a little bit like, maybe I'll take a print. So most things went down. I would say if I look on degens over the last 7 days.
7 days.
So you have.
Yeah, there you go. You have the memes. The memes are getting a lot of volume. 6529 is absolutely crushed. I don't know if you guys saw the memes of production one by Grant Yun that has a 1.14 ETH floor. And that's like, I was looking at it, I was like, oh, wait, it's like 1,000 something units. I'll wait a few days, a week or so for it to like go down. I was aiming for like, obviously not over 1 ETH, but then you know what? Like it's just there. It's just sitting there, which is crazy. Like he's managed to bring so much value back to his holders too. I always miss it because I'm so confused, but I have that Nakamoto one, which is the freedom to transact, which went up to like 20 ETH now, which I paid like 1 ETH.
Wow.
I paid 1 ETH for it. I don't know, a couple months ago, whenever he started the memes, and like the season 2 is like, dude, look at this. In 7 days, he's got more volume. No sales. I guess it's not by volume yet, but he's got one of the top volumes in terms of like he's up there. It's Mutant Hounds, Mutant Apes, Bored Apes, and the memes, and then Other Deeds, and then Kennel. Like it's just he's just like and so it's pretty impressive the way he's done this.
It's the only thing to break into the Yuga complex / derivatives, right?
Yeah.
In terms of volume, but yeah, decent, very very. Remember this shows OpenSea volumes though as well, and that's they're 1155 contracts, so the majority of the volumes have been done on OpenSea, or the vast majority have been done on OpenSea. But even then, you can just see, like in terms of floor changes, we're probably looking at a week where most things dropped 10 to 15%. It looks like on average, which I think is okay. Like I think we're still up decently in terms of dollar price. I think ETH was trading at 1270, right?
Yep.
And now it's trading at 1550. So what's that in terms of? So ETH moved 22%, and prices are down 10 to 15%. So
you were good.
You've probably got. So you've probably moved about 50% against yourself in terms of like 50% of that move got priced in.
Yeah.
So that's still decent, and I think what you'll see now is if ETH now consolidates at a certain price point, hopefully NFTs will also then consolidate. I think this is the initial move always when we start to go higher, and then we've spoken about this before. The wealth effect, when people start to feel a bit more wealthy, often means that NFTs as a high beta asset also then get bought up, and then they almost can go parabolic. We saw that in a couple of times in 2021, and also once, I guess, in early 2022. But we'll see how this one reacts. I don't necessarily feel as though there's a lot of forced sellers in the market of these projects. It's not like everyone's got a liquidity crisis going on right now and is licking their wounds with some massive losses. It does feel as though most of these could end up seeing a decent return to volumes.
Yeah.
But that was kind of it. Like there's not really much to say. Like it was really just Grant Yun, I think memes by 6529 has been a big outperformer. Like that's barely moved. It looks like over the last week. And but other than that, most blue chip.
But they've held strong. I've loved my favorite tweet of the weekend, Mando, was actually D Farmer. Obviously, I went in and I had to reply and get involved on that tweet because it was great. And I'm trying to find it. Obviously, D Farmer, that's his profile if you're watching the video. But forgot it was a tweet about how he was kind of making fun of the fact that like everyone was saying that NFTs are going to get absolutely trashed and hammered the second we see there you go. He was, wait a minute, ETH gigapumps and NFTs are totally fine. Now that's the first you'd like to see, but it was funny because I mean, we've been told all this time that we're going to go to zero the second we see a big run on NFT on crypto, and it seems like NFTs actually, if you look with regards to the price of ETH, didn't get the retracement that, like you said, ETH is up 20%. Most NFTs are down like 10%. You see the Mutant Hounds had a floor change of -23. That's because they're going through this like reveal thing. So obviously like the floor on the revealed ones is down, but the unrevealed is up, which by the way, they had a big 24 hours. So that bounced back pretty well. The only green here in the top 10 is funny. Go ahead.
Make no mistake, NFTs are the bull case for ETH.
Yeah.
They're the strongest bull case for ETH in 2023.
100%.
DeFi, like people are going to think twice a lot of the DeFi, CeFi stuff. This is the cleanest bull case.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the most obvious one to me. And I put that out a couple of weeks ago. Do you remember I said like we just did 900 million of volume.
Yeah,
this could cause a bull run on ETH, and people were like, "Oh no, that'll never happen." But like this is a use case of internet money. Like this is one of the main other things, apart from it being deflationary.
It's culture money.
But like
it's culture money.
This is the main use of funds, and I think DeFi is still going to have a tough 2021. It's not like Gary Gensler's not going to be talking about DeFi and
the Gemini stuff
things.
is to follow. Like we have to follow closely the SEC on the stuff on Gemini and DCG.
So yeah, although I do agree with the sentiment that ETH goes a lot higher, NFTs can go down in price, but I think that's one of the main reasons that it will go higher as well. So I personally think that we're going to be driving this market, and that's why you'll only see things like this, like maybe only a 50%. Like if ETH moves 22%, NFTs go down 10%, that sort of thing, and then who knows, they might even consolidate and go up again. Like I think. Yep. I've seen this before in the market where you have a wealth effect where suddenly everyone feels a lot more wealthy and they just buy up all these NFTs.
Classic. That's literally what happens. I was thinking about that this weekend, Mando. Like that's literally every time. We get an NFT pump. We're like, let's fucking go. We're so back. We're a crypto pump. We're so back. Pump. We're so back. And then we go back to our NFTs and we just keep it going. Like it's like the show goes on. But you like the beginning of this year. I mean, third week of Jan 2023, starting with the first two with heavy NFT pumps, and now with the crypto doing pretty well. I see Kelio down there. Shout out to Kelio. I mean, I love his energy on the timeline. I love how he's just like crushing the bears on there. I played my part as well.
Did we get a $20,000
United
States dollars for Bitcoin?
Did we get that tweet? I don't think we got that. The 20,000 United States dollars for one Bitcoin tweet. It would have been, when did we hit 20K? I'm going through his profile to see if he tweeted it out.
I think it was on Friday or maybe
because he's tweeting about feet pics. Let me tell you, Kalio's talking about feet pics a lot. And he really likes. I don't know, Ovi. I mean, you missed that. I'm not sure you're gonna regret that one. But
I was aware of it. Yeah, feels like.
Yeah, you seem like you were aware of that. But it's the feet pics have been trending.
Did you guys see the Beeple Daily with the French?
I have it. I have it open on the screen right now, Jazz, and it's so funny. And it's
I love that.
So freaking great. It's so. I love the clip that Jazz pinned at the top. Also, if you listen on audio, make sure you retweet that. It's a great clip about Mando on ETH and stuff. We've been sharing a bunch of those, by the way. So check it out. Yo, Kalio, there he is.
Bro, you're gonna make me come up on stage.
Did you tweet about $20,000 Bitcoin?
Yes, I definitely tweeted that out. I had it set for the second that it happened. So I had a draft ready, and the second that it happened, I tweeted that shit out. That's number one. And then number two, the feet pic shit has been hilarious. No, on the flip side of that, man, feet pics, they're like, I have not dumped one of my feet pics. I'm not going to dump one of my feet pics. And could they run higher? Who the hell knows? Could they go to zero? Who the hell knows? It's just funny seeing a meme that's actually doing somewhat well right now in this market, because we haven't had anything like that. I can't remember the last time that we really had memes run. So
yeah, dude, listen, I should have listened to y'all on Chillin'. So shout out to the Pudgy Penguins and the PPMC and all these people telling me, yo, buy these feet pics. I'm like, $0 something. It was like $5 a pop, right? And I was like, nah, I don't know, but let's go see. By the way, so Mando, I know we were talking about the person who bought the most expensive feet pics, and he ended up following me and talking. I think he was on the timeline. He heard me talked about it, but it's so funny. Okay, let's go on the highest recent sale.
Yeah, I want to see what else has been selling in the feet pics.
Highest last sale is 2 ETH.
Two ETH now.
Yeah, it seems like it's the same one. Yeah, 2.1. Oh wow, he flipped it 2 days ago. He flipped it. Let's go! What a champ! Shout out to Jack Barrow. What a champ! We were going through his wallet, we were going through his ape and shit. We were looking at his feet pics, and he flipped it for 1.1 ETH profit in 5 days, bro. Let's go!
Get him on the show.
Get him on the show. Special guest, chat trader. Kalio was good.
I gotta say one other thing toward what y'all were talking about a minute ago with just where we are in the market and the prices. Everybody forgets that whenever, summer 2021, whenever shit really started taking off, getting frothy in the NFT marketplace, it coincided with ETH ripping from $1,700 to 4.2K in a month and a half. right? You know, as apes were going insane, as the pudgy penguins started to pop up, as squiggles in the art blocks ecosystem started to pop off, it wasn't, you know, as ETH was taking this major dive, it was as ETH was ripping off this base range where everybody thought ETH was going to go to zero, right? So, like, I see a lot more similarities with where we are right now in the market, you know, to then than I do a lot of other times, right? You know, you're seeing a lot of floors slowly start to climb. You're seeing volume right now. It's definitely bottomed, right? Like by the end of January, it'll at least double where we were in October. So, you know, unique buyers follows volume. And right now we haven't seen the unique buyers break out. I think that we're going to see that sometime soon. So everything right now, I think, is primed for a similar type of run to what we saw back then off the base range. It may not be the most popular, you know, take, but I think that there are a lot more things pointing toward that than there are the other side.
That makes sense. That adds up really well, and I like that. By the way, shout out to Jack Barrow again, because the second highest last sold feed picks is also him, that he paid 0.9 ETH for, and he sold for 1.5 ETH. So whoever you are, Jack Barrow, you definitely get to request his peak and come jam for 5 minutes. I guess it's, I don't know, it's a sec because he's holding a blunt with her toes or something, and has the underwear down to the feet. I don't know. I mean, look at that purple shade on the toes. You know, you can't. I mean, yeah. You know, it's. I'm told you, color the pink is color this year, Mando. It's in style. Purple, you know, it's pink, very close. So, Mando must think I'm crazy right now. But anyways, enough feed picks. For enough feed picks for today. Just one thing on the NFT side. Then I do want to get to our special guest today. I see in a sea of red on the weekly, which is obviously normal, but the floors are up. Like seeing Azuki at 14.5, you love it. You know, you seeing, you know, Valhalla's holding strong around 1 ETH, Pudgy's around like a dip under 6 ETH, but still, you know, strong. I'm still waiting to see when Clonex like has that Animus moment, right? I think it's gonna Clonex's pump will coincide with Animus being incredible, or the other way around, but I have a feeling it's gonna be great. And then obviously like back bias and whatnot, but like I genuinely believe in the Clonex and Artifact team, which is why I have a lot. And so I think that's going to coordinate with that. And, you know, we saw a lot of movement last week on 10K TF, so some stuff there. I was sharing the Archipelago site. I mean, Cormus Coco had a short dip to like 15 and back up. Milady's, you know, Mando's still pumping. A Milady told me yesterday on the timeline that our collection, a lady told me yesterday on the timeline that our Corey Van Loo collection is ugly, and I feel really bad saying that every NFT that's not a Milady adjacent is soulless. So yeah, our up and coming collection with Corey is it's not that funny. I'm just sharing my screen on a few more that I put out there. But yeah, it was just I thought it was hilarious. So they're pumping as well. And then Doodles, I want to talk quickly. I want to go to Austin real quick, because Austin, I've been seeing a lot of movement on the Doodles side. We've been wondering what's happening. We know it's February because obviously Doodles announced that the next steps is for Doodles is coming in February. And there's been quite a wave of people joining the team. Austin, congratulations. It seems like you've joined the business dev team at Doodles. Welcome and good morning, and congrats again.
Good morning, welcome, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, no, it's been really exciting to see the movement. You know, there is duplicators are being revealed this month. Like, that's not alpha, like that was already announced, and so a lot of people are playing that, I would imagine. And then Genesis Box are coming next month. But yeah, to your point, like a lot of people are joining the team right now. They announced, Jordan already let loose that there's an acquisition that they should be announcing very, very soon, which I think people are going to be really happy with. So yeah, there were like 2 coffee sales yesterday. I was one of them, obviously, as you see from my PFP, and hopefully people are getting excited about Doodles again.
I love that. This is awesome. It says, I'm excited to announce today is my first day at Doodles as head of business development. In this role, I look forward to partnering across the industry to develop the most joyful products and experiences in the world for our holders. You absolutely love to see that. And I think, has there been a wave of announcements of new people coming into the team, Austin? I feel like I saw like 2 others, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So there's been a few. So one is head of product management, be reporting into Jordan, and like building out the PM side of the business, and then head of front end engineering, and then a few others are in the works that have not been announced yet. But these are not the last announcements for open roles.
All right. Well, that's absolutely awesome. And then I love it. I'm seeing a thread here that has been uploaded. I'm sharing it on the screen also for those who are curious. So what is the first order of business, Austin? What is the first thing you're doing on your first day on the job at Doodles?
Yeah. Besides changing my LinkedIn and everything, my network to reach out to me. Honestly, it's like getting a download from Julian. You know, he's been really effectively running business development as CEO, and so part of me coming on board is to give him a lot more flexibility to oversee more parts of the business. So yeah, we've got time later today to really just like go through a download
Love that.
all the deals that are in the pipeline, and talk a little bit more about, you know, what the strategy is going to look like in terms of partnering across entertainment and the Web3 space. So yeah, that's it. Actually, the team is off today because it is MLK Day, but
people are off in USA? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the whole Doodles team is technically off.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know, we're getting a little antsy. I've been out of full-time work since July, so I'm ready to get going.
I didn't realize it was a holiday in the States. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people are not doing the shows and stuff today.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah,
so much sense.
It's Martin
All right,
Luther King
should
Jr.
we end the space then?
I gotta go.
Should we end it? Should we end the space here? Because our special guest is not here, I think, right? Just play. Austin, congrats. Austin is also the host of an incredible show and podcast called The One Big Idea, which is absolutely fire. I don't know, Austin, if quickly, have you teased yet the new season, or have you not really gone? Yeah, there you go.
No, let's talk about it. So we dropped the first episode.
Hell yeah!
Season 1 last week. All episodes will be live streamed at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Thursdays. This entire season is going to be music focused. So for those that don't know, I've spent about 8 years in entertainment, working at Amazon Music, working at Venice Music. And so a lot of my network comes from that space. So we've got artists and platforms and everyone who's like pushing Web3 music forward. And really the central question of the season is, what is going to be the catalyst for Web3 music adoption? So we had David Greenstein on, the co-founder of Sound XYZ, which is the biggest music platform in the space, on last week. Phenomenal interview. You can watch that on my profile right now, and then we'll release it to streaming services a week after it live streams. So we've got Loners coming up on Thursday. They're a music collective started by rekguy, who's one of the bigger Web3 artists in the space. So be sure to tune in for that on Thursday.
I love that. Congratulations. I'm excited. David Greenstein was on our stage as well. And obviously we like sound. He was a guest of ours once or twice, I think. Twice. The second time was for another drop, but it was pretty cool. So I'm sharing it on the screen if you're looking at video, and if you're listening live, I mean, make sure you follow Austin Hurwitz here because his show is great. And then we help him on that front. It's really, really cool. And I'm excited to see what you're going to do with the Doodle. So Austin, congrats. And thanks for coming up and sharing with us. Obviously stick around with us. And I like the coffee doodle, but this doodle's clean. I like the background on it.
It's really a good vibe, right? Thanks, guys.
Right. Are they one quick question with regards to you being head of business dev as Doodles? Are you guys planning on tweeting more?
Well, I would say they already have.
I'm playing.
if you take it from the baseline of where it was, there's certainly moving up from there. But yes, it is certainly, expect more tweets in the future.
I love that. No, obviously, I wasn't gonna miss this chance of asking. It's like perfectly tight in for me here. But we do have. All right. So without further ado, you already know what to do. We'll reset this space a minute over here. GM Web3 on Rug Radio. You already fucking know. Now that I actually know, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. If you're out there in the United States of America. But we out here, you know what to do. Bottom right, I put a poll out. Are you bullish or bearish? And when I put this out, it's mostly like a general sentiment. Like, how do you feel? It doesn't have to be about collection, NFTs, crypto, whatever, or specific token. It's just I'm just trying to get like the sentiment on a weekly basis to see how my followers and our audience feels. And we're back. So at the top, we've pinned a couple of things. So we have the live video. So we're on video, all three of us, Mando, OSF, and I. We're sharing the screen as usual. We go through a bunch of stuff. When we go through tweets, whatnot, I'm trying to show things. I always show on video. But also, we're live here on Spaces as usual, which will be posted across all platforms. And I put this back in my link in bio. Take that, Elon. If I'm deleted, now you know why. But I put my link tree back in my bio because I was tired of not driving traffic to our Spotify and our Apple because Jazz works so hard to upload the damn podcast over there every day. So we gotta let the people know. And that's where you can go back and listen to all of our shows, like all the dope guests that we have. By the way, tomorrow, another great guest. We have Jiho, founder of Axie. So that'll be a good one. But today, we have a very, very, very big and important special guest. The one and only OSF Rekt has made his appearance back on the Rug Radio GM Web3 morning show. So without further ado, let's get right into it.
Daily Market Report. Brought to you by Rug Radio. OSF, what's the word?
So we redoing this market report or something? Or,
I just felt like playing it. God damn it. I missed your ass. God, I'm here like I have my jingles ready on my right hand side, like on my road, all the the orange buttons for Ovi, the yellow buttons for fucking Mando, and every day I get to play one jingle now. And so we missed you, so I felt like playing it to introduce you. Ovi, first question is, and I do want to talk macro and market with you and go in depth, but the first question is, where the fuck have you been?
I was kidnapped.
Kidnapped? What happened?
Kidnapped.
Who kidnapped you?
On the 1st of January, I was kidnapped by the keeper.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. And so who's the keeper? What went down there? There was a lot going on in your ecosystem. I picked up the 7 deadly sins. I don't know if you saw that.
I did see that. Yeah, I saw you swept them all right in the middle of it, and people were like, "Oh my god, like why it threw everyone off?" Because everyone was like focused on these riddles and shit. And then you went and bought the sins, and I think like.
Zig when they zag, I had someone DM me, is like, oh, it's never a good sign when you sell an NFT to someone who's actually friend with the artist. I'm like, there's nothing's going on. I just wanted to collect the 7 deadly signs because like 7 of the pieces I didn't have from you. Now I'm pretty sure I have like almost all your editions you've ever created, but it's so I was waiting to tweet that out to get your retweet, max engagement. So I'll put it out there for people to see. But Ovi, tell us more about your last 2 weeks. What happened with the keeper? Who the fuck is the keeper? What went down in the OSF ecosystem?
So yeah, I got the keeper when I did the 7 deadly sins in the summer. The keeper was like this creature or being. It's not a human. It's an alien actually. There's some alien characters in the rekguy collection, so it's based off of that. And this was the thing that was governing all the drops and stuff that I was doing over the summer. And I was kind of it kind of possessed me when it happened. So it wasn't really me that was doing it. And then it just disappeared. The keeper disappeared. But on the 1st of January, the keeper reappeared and I was kidnapped, which is why I was missing for 2 weeks. And the keeper basically structured a series of riddles, which if someone was able to solve them would result in my safe return and winning an RLD for the winner as well. So
wow.
So there was actually the airdrop piece that everyone got for holding a full set, this thing called help. In the bottom right corner of it, there was a code which gave you access to a Discord. So people typed in the code, they got access to the Discord, and then owning different editions gave you access to different channels within the Discord. And each channel had a riddle, which the answer for which was one of the seed phrase words. So that's kind of what happened over the last 2 weeks, and it took 2 weeks to solve it. But someone eventually, a team eventually did.
To the keeper's return. Is it this one?
Yeah, so that's help. Help transformed into that. That's help. Yeah.
The keeper. So this is the keeper's wife.
The keeper is male and female. The keeper. Yeah, they're not. They're not neutral gender. They actually flip between male and female. And then in this situation, the keeper was female. The first situation, the keeper was male.
So hold on.
There it is. That's the other.
A female keeper kept you locked up in a hotel.
That's hot.
And your wife was just cool with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it.
So wait, and she's not listening, right? She's totally fine. Like, what you can tell us, like, what happened with the keeper? Is anything went down?
What happened between me and the keeper stays between me and the keeper.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man. I'm looking at the keeper right now on video. If you're following, if not, just go to OpenSea and then just look up the keeper returns. It's an addition of 125. Thank you for the 1 ETH airdrop, by the way, Ovi. It's not like I'm gonna sell it. You can see all my additions. Look at this. Dude, holy shit.
Everything, man.
That's my vault. Dude, that is fire. I didn't see my vault with all of it now, but okay, so that's what happened. So you had the keeper going on, kidnapped you. But in the meantime, I'm not sure if you saw the market reacted pretty positively. Sorry, I'm gonna have like a literal hold on. I'm gonna have like a epileptic like attack just looking at your art right now on the show. So anyways, so you left. Rekguy hit all-time highs like crazy. I think you guys went all the way to 2 ETH at some point. I don't know if you saw that. Just letting you know that's what happened when you were gone, OV. And a lot of people were buying your art for crazy exorbitant amounts. I mean, all sorts of like Rekguy sold for 42.69 ETH. There's Rekguy kept getting swept. A lot of new people get into the audience to the thing. Do you think that is related to you leaving? Do you think we need to make sure you're not there for the rest of the year?
You know, it's really funny because this has happened now twice. It happened when I was away for the last 2 weeks, and it happened when I was in Miami and I was off the screens, and Rekguy pumped as well. And it's funny because like when you have projects like Rekguy, which is based on like art, meme culture and stuff, it's kind of, you think in your head that a lot of it is a lot of its value derives from like me tweeting or like, you know, being present in the community and all that kind of stuff. But apparently it doesn't. Apparently it's better when I'm not there. And the community run with it themselves. So yeah, I think maybe I just need to hang the boots up and call it quits or something.
I was definitely on the front line of this. It felt like they enjoyed it for the first week, and then increasingly they thought it was a rug by the second week.
I'm seeing this message on
the first week. It was like, oh my god, what's going to happen? And then by the second week, it was, oh my god, Ovi's rug dust. We're just left with Mando.
I'm looking at this message that you guys got on January 7th, 2023. It says, GM, hoping you guys save OSF soon. I kind of miss him. Although Mando is doing a sterling job with the GM. So it seems like Ovi, you were missed here. I gotta say, Mando had to put in, a lot of work, on the show as well. He was covering the macro, covering the NFTs, covering a little bit of everything. But, we kind of missed your ways. You have a way with words, when it comes to macro markets, Ovi. And I could feel that on week 2, like Mando said, people were kind of missing you. We have been doing bigger numbers all throughout January. So I don't know if that's also related to you being gone. And I like to think that our best 2 weeks of content out of the last year, though we got insane last year, were the last 2 weeks because, the quality has just been superior. But I do like the fact that you're back, and it's going to add a lot to it. Someone said, although it felt like you never left, and then someone replied, that's a lie. I thought we got
Honestly, there was severe, like, people thought we'd rugged it.
Oh my god, man, that was something. You guys saw a lot of movement. I don't know if you wanted to kind of touch on like what you saw on the Rekguy front, because it's not like you guys announced anything. It's just like it just moved. Like people are just buying them up. Although I'm sharing OpenSea floor, it's still in the 1.5. It seems to be pretty leveling out, pretty strong here. Pico topped around 2 during that run on all NFTs, but then again, that was when ETH was like 1,200 ETH, right? 1,100, 1,200. What do you make of that? That was pretty cool, and I like the fact that it was when you were gone. Like it's like so like detached from like you in a way, which is really good. The purpose of it, right?
Well, one thing I would say, and we've touched on this before, and I think a few people will touch on it. I think the fact that something like that can go up 50 or 60% or even double its price at one point when I'm gone or when we're not focused on it, I think shows you that the price of it isn't really dependent on us executing a roadmap. Mm-hmm. Like we're not building a metaverse game. We're not building a clothing brand. We're not like creating a TV series. We're not, creating like a fashion store or anything like that. Right. We're not doing anything other than just like creating a Discord, like posting random shit in a Discord and like retweeting memes. That's basically it. So I think it shows you like the value that people see in this is not based on like a roadmap, and it's not necessarily based on Mando and I going out there and executing that roadmap. And so no one's like, oh, like are these guys going to pull off other side, or are these guys going to pull off duplicators, or are these guys going to do this, or are they going to be able to return their money to the VCs? And there's none of that stuff. It's just like a bunch of people who like the art and the culture and just kind of like mess around online. Like the best way that I think the best way to describe it is like, if you come to a Discord, it's basically just like a massive group chat of people bantering, and that's all it is. So I think that and we're not the only people in that category. Like Sappy Seals have a great community, and there's a couple of others where like you don't need to have all these promises to actually have value for something that is considered art or considered culture. And I think we fall into that bracket. And I think my absence and that price appreciation goes to show that we're not, that those are things that people will look for in terms of valuing it. And I think look, it hasn't been a year since we minted. I think we've been in existence for 8 or 9 months now, I think. But the longer it goes on for, and the longer that people want to buy and start buying rare things and pay 42 ETH for one-of-ones and buy it because if they just want to buy the art and have it in their collection, I think that's really one of the most powerful things we have going for us. And we're just extremely grateful to the community because it wouldn't exist without them. But yeah, I see you pulled up that tattoo that this guy has.
Shout out to Hound. What the?
It's his whole arm. I know, it's insane.
The whole bicep, bro. Like the whole, the guy's got the tattoo across his entire arm. Wow. Because there was another round of tats at 2 ETH, right? Is that what it is? Like people picked kind of like what floor they decide to tattoo at?
It's a small round at 2 ETH, but the one that everyone is waiting for is 4.2 ETH because Mando's going to get a butt tattoo at 4.2 ETH. And I think that's
if you just search Mando in our Discord, like invariably just says butt tattoo after it.
I can't wait for the butt
every
tattoo.
single mention of me in that Discord is
I moved all my assets out of a wallet to another one, yours, so I got booted from your Discord. I got to redo the Vulcan thing. I was too lazy the other night.
Okay, I'll get you some quotes. I'll get you some good quotes.
I heard that. I heard that you've been quite active in the Discord. I mean, you I heard you're pretty active on there, so that's something people like. You were back, so I'm going through it all right now. I'm looking at all the stuff. So someone won a red light district. That's actually sick. Yeah. So they basically just had to like solve that riddle.
They had to solve the riddle. Yeah, it took. It was actually that there were 13 words in the riddle, so there were 12 words for the.
I tried. I gave up after 5 seconds. I was like, I'm not doing this.
It took a while. It wasn't easy. It definitely wasn't easy, and I think there were like 3 or 4 teams that were very close to getting it, and one team of 4 won it, and they won an RLD.
Wow, that's amazing. That's an 18.6 ETH floor that jumps directly to 26. So it's usually very thin. Let me see what the last sales were on that one. Wow, 11 WETH 2 days ago. That's solid. That was a free NFT. Well, free. It was 0.06 ETH, 69 ETH. So, and that it was pretty much free. Wow, that's strong.
That was Ledger, right?
It was Ledger, yeah.
Oh, that's Ledger buying it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you can see that. You can see the wallet activity, but
yeah, it moved that. Oh, that's pretty cool. Do you think they're holding this in cold storage?
Imagine if it was a hot wallet,
dude. Whatever wallet, if that's theirs, Ledger Collection.
Ledger Collection, yeah, Ledger Collection.
They have so much of your art. That squiggle is beautiful. Wow, they've what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Dude, 13 pieces of yours. That's great. Oh, they have some nice punk they've got. I love punks. They're so beautiful. But anyways, so that's pretty cool. You absolutely love this. So this is where OSF has been. OSF is back. I'm seeing some. I'm loving what Mando is sharing in the WhatsApp chat, or Ovi is sharing in the WhatsApp chat right now. There's someone that said, TLDR, speculation on Mando's R's kept degens alive. It's true. There's been a lot of buys on the degen side of things. Degens, regens, the OGs. Sasha NFT said, neither of the above have our main attraction. Sexy Mando's ass. Oh my god. And then not selling. Someone said cryptos. Bob Lazar said, not selling anything until I see Mando's ass. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to see it too now. And so
that's the new dream. 4.2 and we see it. 420 and we see it.
4.2 ETH. 4.2 ETH is.
I'm gonna do it live on Rug Radio. I'm gonna do it live on the webcam.
Oh my god, this is so funny. I can't wait to see it going on. Seems like you got some merch going on too. That's pretty cool. I gotta go claim mine as a RLD holder. You love that. See, I love that. See, on their shows, on the Nikita show later on Origins on Rug Radio, they're talking about OSF being back. You're quite the talk of the town, Ovi. quite the talk of the town. Now send that forward to 4.2 ETH now that you're back, and let's see. This is a great picture, by the way. Let's see Mando and get his ass tatted. Wow, this is great. This looks like you guys actually know how to play football. I love that.
Ovi's actually decent at football.
We got to play one day. I want to join the rec team. I want to join the rec football team. And we got to go play. But anyways, so Ovi, I kind of want to talk to you about, I want to go back. I know we talked market recap, yada, yada, yada. Yeah. But I want to go back with you because I assume, so has the keeper, was the keeper letting you talk markets? Did the keeper let you?
Oh man, it was the toughest thing. One of the toughest things about the last week was just seeing all the shit, these huge moves in crypto, all the stuff going in the markets, these huge moves in rekguy, these big sales, and I was like, damn, I can't. I really want to participate in all this stuff and tweet about it. You know how you feel. I'm just like, oh shit,
So obviously we were trying to it's kind of tweeting texting back and forth with Ovi here and there to get his thoughts, but you seem to be making fun of Mando and I the other night in the GC. So I kind of want to get your thoughts on what do you make of the last 2 weeks, and I kind of want to hear on the macro side because we touched about crypto and NFTs already today. I want to talk about that as well, but what's happening on the macro level? When's the next numbers that come in, your favorite little things, and what's going on? I know it was CPI. We covered that with Mando. We didn't get to cover it with you, but what's the download? What's the OSF download on macro right now?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting actually. So we had payrolls to begin with. That came in. It came in higher than expectations. We still rallied on it for some reason. I didn't quite understand what the rally.
It's wage. I think it was wage growth.
It was wage growth,
inflation
right?
was lower.
Inflation was lower, which I think made sense. I think the next thing that was interesting was then we had the inflation number, which came in line. It came in at 6.5%. I do think inflation is becoming less important this year than it was last year. I think we rallied because 6.5 is a huge decline from 9.1 that we had last year. But everyone knows now each month is going to be an easy comp for last year because H1 of last year is when inflation started to spiral out of control. So when you're looking at Jan 23 versus Jan 22 or Feb 23 versus Feb 22, it gets easier and easier in terms of comparisons. And we've been in a situation where interest rates have now been higher because of what the Fed did last year. So I think inflation is going to keep going lower, but I think everyone expects that. And we know that that's not really what the Fed is looking for to lower interest rates. The Fed is looking for some more weakness in the labor market. And we only see that from the payrolls number. So the payrolls number that we got a couple of weeks ago wasn't the exact thing that we wanted to see, but it did show signs given the wage inflation. And that's going to be the next big number again when we get it in the first week of February. So look, markets are balanced. You always have this kind of January effect when markets seem to rally at the beginning of the year, and I think the data is going in the right direction still, but I think the magnitude in terms of the labor market needs to be stronger before you see Powell change his decision making. You have this situation now where markets are actually expecting the Fed to potentially even lower interest rates, maybe right at the end of this year or the first half of 24. Markets are expecting it's going to be earlier than Powell is communicating, and so markets are kind of taking the other side of Powell, where they're okay, we think this data is going to get so bad that you're going to actually change your mind at some point this year. And that's what's going on right now. And we'll just have to wait and see if the data actually transpires or not, I think.
Okay. And so you said you were saying along the lines the employment rate has become almost as important as CPI, and that's next in February?
Payrolls, yeah.
Payroll, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, remember last FOMC when we puked back in December or November, I think it was maybe, was because inflation kept coming lower and everyone's cool, Powell's gonna have to say we're gonna lower interest rates. Inflation's coming down a lot, and he didn't say that. He said inflation's coming down a lot, but there are still structural concerns if the labor market stays the way it is. So he was pretty clear in that he was looking at labor market data more than he was looking at inflation. And I think that's still going to be the case because inflation might come down in the short term because the comps versus last year are so high. But if the labor market stickiness is very extreme, then it's just going to go back up. You can have the same problem again in 6 or 12 months. I think that's the part that he's worried about. And so we're going to have to wait and see. But look, the crypto move has been pretty aggressive this year. And I think that's something that I think will continue to happen. And I think you'll see a big outperformance of crypto this year versus traditional markets because we had a big underperformance last year. And that was because of crypto specific reasons. It was because of FTX. It was because of 3AC, it was because of Luna. You had all these multiple Black Swan events in the space of a few months, and those will, I think, have gone now. There's still some stuff in Contagion stuff and some stuff in the background, etc., and the Genesis stuff you guys are talking about, DCG. But provided you don't have another Black Swan event, and that's obviously a big provision because who the fuck knows with crypto, I think you could see a massive outperformance. And I think the mistake people will make this year in crypto is selling it too early. I think everyone is suffering from recency bias where they're looking at the price range from the last 3 or 4 months post FTX, which is like what, 1,200 to 1,500 or something like that. Not even that, like 1,100 to 1,300. So when you move out of that range, you're like, oh my God, like this is too high, we should sell it. But look, like ETH is still down 60% from the highs, and you've now moved past these big issues that caused that immediate forced selling. And if the macro picture, I think if the macro picture holds up, if it just stays flat, not even if it goes high, if it just stays flat, I think crypto will keep going a lot higher this year. But we'll have to wait and see. We've seen it so far. We've seen a bit of a short squeeze, but I think this move has legs to it, in my opinion.
I love that. God, I love it when you talk dirty to me, Ovi. He's telling me, yeah, but we're still 60% down from our highs and this and that. And I'm just out here like, so Ovi, what's your take on the trading side? Because you weren't a fan. Mando and I told you both that we took the trade from Monday to Friday, 1270 in, 1400 out. CPI numbers, we got back in 1400, wrote it to 1555, I think, Mando. You think you sold at 55, it sold around 51. And I think we have yet to get back into it, but it's been trading at range for a while. I don't know. I'm feeling D-Jenny. I'm itching. That I like it when I'm itching. That's my only set. For me, I know nothing. When I know I'm itching is when I know I got to buy something. But how do you feel about that? I know you're not a big fan.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a great strategy, and especially in the last year it was a great strategy because there were defined ranges you could like buy and sell at those levels, and you could probably make a lot of money trading, right? But problem is, like, it will work well for a set period of time. It'll work well for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is. Then you'll just have this moment in time in crypto where it just goes up a lot higher, and then you're kind of stuffed. Then you're like, well, cool, I made like 10% clips here and there from trading it, but that one time I sold it to make that 10% and it went up by like 50 or 60%. You've basically given up all those gains in one trade, and then you're sitting there having to make this decision where it's like, shit, like, am I supposed to buy back in? Like, do I wait? Do I stay patient? And for me, like, that's a much harder decision to make. Like, do I buy back into something that I believe in that's already up, that's now up 50 or 60% from where I wanted to have it, versus if it keeps going lower, then I just keep averaging down and it's fine because like I'm just going to hold it in the long term. And that for me is a much easier decision to make. And it's funny because like most people are the opposite way around. When it goes a lot lower, people are like, oh shit, should I sell? Like, I'm feeling a bit panicky or nervous. I want to stop going lower. And when it goes a lot higher, people are like, cool, like I have more confidence in this now. Like I want to buy it. And when you take that mentality, which is the standard mentality of any human being, you just end up selling at lower prices and buying at higher prices. And you should always be doing the opposite of it. And I think last year was the year to DCA. Last year was the year to buy. Like you had ETH and triple digits. You had ETH between 1,100 and 1,200 for a long time. And I think Michael's right. Like I think this year buying dips will be good, but I just don't think, for me, like I'm not trying to like sell at 10% higher and hope I can buy it back 10% lower because I'm afraid that one time it doesn't go 10% lower, I'm going to miss the whole thing. And I think you'll just make way more, in my opinion, you'll make way more money from just like holding it. And my sell target's like 5K on ETH, and then I'll start taking some off. But it's like with NFTs in 2020. It's like with NFTs in 2021. It's like if I just
this is high risk though, right? Let's put it in perspective. Holding everything till 5K also has issues, right?
It's more
like
look,
you're basically saying just like hodl whatever happens.
Yeah, and hodl and buy it. Look, the awakening for me was in 2021. Everyone made so much money trading NFTs, and I made money trading NFTs as well. But if all I did was just minted those apes and just held those apes and didn't do anything,
but then you don't have fun.
I know. I would have had way more than if I just didn't trade anything. You're right.
This weekend I felt euphoric, Ovi. I was euphoric this weekend. I was euphoric. I went to my favorite restaurant. I was euphoric. I missed that. I missed that. Though you're right. Because look, I almost
You're
got
right.
scared of the 10% you said, because like when we sold at 1550-ish, right? And then it did down to 1525, you feel like a genius, like, oh. But then you see it back the next, like last night, I was like, oh shit, it's back at 1560 something, 1590 almost. What was it? Last night, some point 1580. When you guys were asleep, it was late night. The roll, it was spinning. Yeah. It was last night. I was scared it was gonna go again. I even texted you guys like, "Yo, I feel it's gonna go." 2 seconds later, it's 15. I was like, "Fuck!" So I felt that, Ovi. I was like, "Oh, I'm an idiot," right? Because you're like, "Oh, but you can get that, $30 per ETH extra," and we were trading volumes too last week. So it's like you can make all that extra like additional money, but it's just funny. You're right about like when you explain like the broader, like you're good at explaining like the macro like plan. Like it's like, okay, stick to the plan, be long, build, but
yeah, I get it. When you trade stuff, you feel something, you feel a rush. Like I used to be a trader. I feel like I've had a lot of it, but I don't know. I just think like I really, really, really think that there's gonna be one day in the next probably few years, where, and I'm just gonna really stick to my guns and like not sell stuff, where I'm just gonna be sitting on like ETH worth so much, and then they're gonna be WhatsApping you guys like, hey, remember when you guys could have like still held onto your ETH at 1400 or whatever. But I just think these numbers are very, very small in the context of what Ethereum is going to become in the next few years. Yeah, and so
we got to make up for those losses, bro, for those unrealized losses of 2022, bro. We're just
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
bro. It felt good. I'm not gonna lie, it felt good for me for once to see some green next to my my PNL. I see some green. I'm like, yo, it felt good when I was at dinner the other night and I had sold everything and I was eating in peace and I had made some money. All that so I can degen it back into NFTs. The wheel keeps on spinning. So Ovi, what's your download on like what the rest of what's up and coming for how are you feeling? Do you feel like we're perhaps a little too excited? That's my scare.
Yeah,
that's my bear market side. My scare now is like, are we getting too excited? Right?
Yeah. Look, you're right on that, and I think a lot of people are feeling bullish. So it's not like it's an against consensus view. And yeah, like look, we're 2 weeks into the beginning of the year, and you do have while I think inflation is no longer a concern, and while I think interest rates spiraling a lot higher is not going to be a concern because there's probably maybe 2 more hikes this year. I do think the economy is a concern, and that's like you could have like a housing market crash, you could have like a big drop in tech stock earnings, and that could be tough for stocks, and that could really affect crypto as well. So there are definitely headwinds to be cautious of, but I don't know. It's a real tough one. I just think the other thing you have is that you have the Bitcoin halving next year as well, which I don't fully believe in it, but the actual crypto cycles seem to coincide and correspond with that, and that seems to also be in sync with economic cycles as well. So there's a lot of good things going for it, and I think the way that I see it is like time is on our side now. Like every day that passes, every month that passes, we're like a step closer to all the stuff being over, and we're a step closer to the Fed coming to the end of its cycle, and we're a step closer to the Fed pivoting. And so like right now it's a tough one because we're at the beginning of the year. But when you get to like June or July 2023, and if everything is going as planned and is on the same roadmap, if you like, you're probably like 6 months away from the Fed potentially even cutting rates, right? So I think time is on your side, and as the longer you hold it, the better the trade becomes here, because it's not like last year where we had a lot of bad news to come and we were waiting for a lot of bad news to come and it came and we went lower. I think this year you're waiting for the good news to come, and what can be the cog in the spanner in the works there is if that good news is delayed, but that just delays the good news. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Okay. So what I did is I put it into like an ETH USDC pair on Uniswap and just set the range at 1,400 and 2,200, and if we go down to 1,400, then I'm fully long ETH again, and then it just says that if we go up to 2,200, I'm taking profits kind of on the way up. That just means I think that's like a less aggressive strategy than just holding it
throughout the whole time, it means that you are taking small profits kind of on the way. I'm just, for some people, like, I don't know, just going long, it can just be a bit scary. Like, you must feel this, Farouk. Like, I know when you go long, you're like, oh my god, like
when Farouk buys ETH, you just hear about it every second, like every tick that moves.
It's like, oh my god, it's moved. Like, how there are ways that you can do, I think, certain things where you can, like, I don't know, you can hedge yourself or reduce your, like, so you can sleep at night. I think, because I think a lot of people just got burnt so badly. But maybe you're right. Maybe you just hold it the whole time. But you can I guess you can add in different, like, yield strategies.
The fact that people got burnt so badly last year, I think, is a bullish thing for this year, because they're gun shy, right? People are a little bit scared. They're a little bit tainted, and that's what causes people to not have the position on, I think, and be scared.
Do you think we're gonna get an altcoin season? We've already seen, like, a big move in things like Solana.
I mean,
do you think we're gonna see 100x's in some of those? Like,
not this year, but do you think next year you could do?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because I just feel like when we came in 2021, we were in the midst of kind of an altcoin boom, right? Like, it was all these random coins just doing like a 100x or 10x, and it felt like that's where it was interesting to be. But now, having gone through one of these cycles, I'm just like, I don't think I'm ever getting into like an outside top 20 coin again. They just never. There's no point to half the coins out there, and you get caught up in this, like, I don't know, this pseudo science reason about why you need a coin to like do this certain thing. And I do believe in certain coins, but even Matic, which I really believe in as tech, like, we even question the coin of it. So I feel as though that's one thing I'd be wary of. Like, don't just FOMO into a bunch of altcoins this cycle. I know you might make money, but I just feel like,
I don't know. I'm comfy with ETH. You know, if I gotta play Sol, I'll play Sol. If I gotta play Matic, I'll play Matic. But obviously Bitcoin's, you know. But I don't know. Like, I understand ETH.
Open-minded, I think. Like, the people made an absolute fucking killing in the alt season in 2021. You made an absolute fucking killing in the alt season in, like, ICO bubble in, like, 2017, and you will get another alt season. And the thing is, like, this time, the first time in 2021, it was our first cycle, so we had no idea what the fuck we were doing, literally buying all the, like, scam pump and dumps. But, you know, I think when it happens again, now that I've seen, like, the crypto market for 2 years, we'll have a better idea of what will rally and what won't. But I do think there's going to be another time in our lives, probably within the next 2 years, where you can just go out there and just buy, like, a bunch of altcoins, and a bunch of them will go up like 50x or 100x, and then they will then go to zero. But you can make money on that first half of that trade, and it's just about recognizing when that happens, I think. And it seems to happen. What seems to coincide with
altcoins that you like?
No, but I'm not gonna sit here and mention any fucking altcoins and be tainted with saying that. But I think
rug coin, rug.
Bitcoin halving. That's going to be the narrative people talk about.
Don't go there, Mando. First of all. Second of all, man, I will not. You know. Okay.
In case of an investigation by any federal entity or similar, I do not have any involvement with this group or with the people in it. I do not know how I'm here, probably added by a third party. I do not support any members by any actions of this group.
I don't know how I'm here. It was the keeper.
Just saying, $1 million market cap. That's what I'm saying.
It was the keeper. It was the keeper. Listen, no, but it's funny.
When Mando coin.
Yeah, we talked about Mando coin, OSF, by the way. But
we did.
You missed that.
$1 billion.
But basically we were telling people the playbook of Sam Bankman-Fried of just creating a token, pumping it up, and saying he has 100 billion net worth or valuation on this bullshit, and doing this all over again. But point being, this is like when when Fwiz came on the show, we kept talking about the price of Matic, and he's like, all right, guys, I gotta go. He was like, all right, fuck y'all. He's like, I'll come here and talk about Meta, I'll talk about Nike, I'll talk about, Reddit, I'll talk about whatever you want. But like, he's like, yo, and he just dipped. That was funny. It was all in good game and jokes. But Yeah, I mean, you know, we've had a lot of stuff brewing up. It's fun, dude. Building around the ERC20 token is a lot of fucking work. Like, if people think that building around the ERC721 like an NFT project is tough, like, wait until like you incorporate. And by the way, if you're thinking about incorporating ERC20 into your project, like, I would say don't do it at first. Like, just like really take time before you do something like that, because building an infrastructure around it is really tough. So that's kind of like to what Mando was saying. Like, it's, you know, we have a lot of people involved, like, to try and help us build around, you know, everything we're doing, but there's a lot of things you're also tied into legally that you literally can't talk about or do, which sucks. Like, it's actually, that actually stops a lot of the work, which, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, hopefully the space will grow, and, you know, regulation will be built around it. And it's going to be a lot of fun stuff going down in the space. Besides that, I think we got a good micro recap from
you guys see this
3AC
thing, by the way?
What 3AC thing? What
so
this time?
Kyle Davis and Suzu are founding, or they're raising money for a new exchange.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah,
called GTX.
Well, hold on, let me share my screen. Are they what? So that was so that was a rumor, but I guess
apparently it's confirmed now. Let me send you the link if you haven't got it.
Oh, wrong, Cal Davis. This is Cal Dake. I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm sure. Oh, where's Sue? How do you spell? Oh, ZHU. Okay, got it here. Where do you see that about them? Did they announce it themselves?
No, let me send you.
I got your Watcher Guru thing.
Check the link. The second link.
Here you go. We're live. So, just in 3C founders to raise $25 million for a new crypto exchange. Okay, so they're going the exchange route now, not the fund route. First of all, question: is 25 million enough to build an exchange?
Who the fuck knows? I love how they call it GTX though. It's like a complete troll on FTX.
Right.
Oh,
GTX.
I get it. A B C D E F G. Yeah, I just got the joke. Hold on, it deserves one of those things. Hold on, where my buttons? I have too many buttons. Great one, Suzu. So funny. I guess, you know, well, the next one will be HTX. Not funny. But anyways, so what are your thoughts on that? I find that so ironic. Like, do you think your funds are safe, with Kyle and Sue?
I mean,
Mando, you're muted. I can see your lips moving, but I don't think your mic is working.
Kyle is based in Bali right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I don't even know where Suzu is. Maybe he's in Bali too, but something tells me that two people that are wanted, like, by any country that extradites to the US are not going to be the best two people to have running a global crypto exchange.
Oh, this meme is funny, bro.
That's hilarious.
I'm gonna reply that. Von Doom, that's a funny one. Shout out to Dave's. But it's dude, what the fuck? Like, why would you why would you at this stage, like, I don't even know what to do with my funds. Everything's on like cold storage and like off exchanges. I don't even know where to put it to off-ramp stuff to fiat. I was thinking about this yesterday. I was doing some accounting and I'm like, who can I trust? I gotta go and make more accounts now on different exchanges. It's like terrifying. Imagine like you move money to an account and then while you're moving it, it goes down because you had meant to take it out. Like, I'm sure that happens to a few people for FTX, like, where they were like meaning to like move stuff and then it happened. Wow, Origin Protocol. That's so funny. Look at, they even got it. And their reaction to this. FTX, GT. The memes are great, man. Yeah, well, Zach, I got it. I see everybody. That's so funny. Oh my god. I guess we'll see what happens there. But anyways, I think that wraps it up. Tomorrow we'll talk about this degen that literally spent $1 million on the DGOTS floor. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it was an ape. He just went in and he just bought 69 DGOTS, just swept him up. It's pretty crazy. Wow, I was just sent. I'm not sure I can share that, screen share that, but I was just sent the GTX media kit. I'm looking at it right now. Wow. The person who sent it to me, let me know if I can stream share it. But I'm looking at the GTX. Oh my god, yeah, that's funny. Wasn't this like so shared before? I just want to make sure. But this is pretty funny. It says from FTX to GTX, like on This is so fucking good, bro. Oh my god, this is funny. This is great. I'll say, oh my god, let me double check. 1 second, I'm getting the okay. Everybody, hang tight. The show's not over yet. Sit tight. I'm getting the okay to see if I can share this this kit from GTX. Worst case, we'll share it tomorrow. of their new from because G comes after F. That's the thing. From FTX to GTX, over 1 million depositors. Okay, so I'm good. Okay, I'm good to screen share this. Okay, so we're gonna screen share the kit from this GTX. You can share. Okay, thank you, Anon, for letting me know I can share. How does it work? How do you share window? Okay, there it is. So boom, bang. All right, there it is. So this is the kit from the Future for FTX Users and Crypto to Crypto Trading, January 2023. GTX, which is the official media kit from the Kyle and Sue's latest endeavor. And it really says, because G comes after F from FTX.
This can't be real.
It is real.
This can't be real. This is insane.
It was sent to me from someone very legitimate, and this is very legit. And it says, over 1 million depositors on FTX are caught in the bankruptcy proceeding. They are selling claims at around 10% face value for immediate liquidity or waiting 10 plus years for the bankruptcy to process disbursement to GTX. It says the FTX depositors transfer their claims to GTX. Oh, I see. So you have to transfer a claim to GTX for immediate credit in USDG, and users trade with USDG margin using a seamless and familiar UX. This already sounds like a fucking Ponzi to me. So basically, they're buying up your claim. And this is on the assumption that it's legit. So, of course, you never know. I don't want to put my disclaimers out there, but it seems pretty legit. Because you see here, I'm going to pass to the team. So it's Kyle and Sue. I love how it says...
guys as well. These are the guys that fell out with Roger Ver last year.
Dude, I love how they say co-founders of 3 Arrows Capital, 3AC from 2012 to 2022, started with 1.2 million of partner capital, grew to $4 billion, 40x in FX, and 80x in crypto before 3AC went bust in 2022. I'm glad they said they went bust. I would love for them to put on their deck how much money they've lost people and what they've caused the market. And then it seems like Mark Lamb and Sudu Arumugam are part of it. They're the co-founders of CoinFlex from 2019 to present.
Remember CoinFlex last year? Remember when Roger Ver had like a personal unguaranteed loan of like $70 million or something like that, and then just refused to pay it back?
Oh, yeah. That's them?
Yeah, that's them. Same guys. Yeah.
But wait, they were on which side of the loan?
They had lent him the money.
And they refused. Oh.
he was saying that he didn't owe it or something like that. I can't remember the exact details.
It says they built an exchange to $300 million valuation. So it's basically these two fund guys and these two exchange guys that got together and they created GTX. And there's the executive team, which is CTO for CoinFlex, Kent, the CMO from CoinFlex, Leslie, CDO is from CoinFlex, and the general counsel for... Okay, so it's literally the CoinFlex team, like the whole CoinFlex team, the CTO, CMO, CDO, and their GC coming in to build this with them. They're raising a $25 million seed round. Can you actually build that with $25 million? That's crazy, right?
I'm guessing they're using a lot of existing technology, so they're probably using a lot of existing... They're probably buying FTX technology from the FTX bankruptcy proceedings.
So hold on.
Using a lot of CoinFlex stuff.
This is like this is you guys. This is like this is you guys' shit. Like you guys know this stuff.
Two guys who blew themselves up on a hedge fund.
I love how you kept saying blew themselves up. Like, what's with people blowing themselves up today? Did you watch a movie this weekend?
This is a term you use. A hedge fund blows itself up. And then what looks like another fund that lent Roger Ver $70 million and then had no risk management about trying to get it back. I'm now trying to set up an exchange to take people's money. Seems like those four. I could not pick a worse group of people to give money for.
Fantastic Four.
This isn't a hedge. I mean, if anything, an exchange, you demand much higher levels of customer protection, risk management, and these four are.
They say thank you at the end of the deck, though.
Oh, great.
Oh, yeah. Is Canary Labs?
This Mark guy's pretty young. You know, I don't think he's even 30 yet.
Is Canary Labs making a move in GTX? Are you guys taking position into this?
Yeah, we're gonna be buying a bunch of USDG
So they're saying, I mean, this could be like a nice quick turnaround. These guys are probably going to turn it around and then crash it though. But be very careful. Just take your money. It says FTX was last valued at 32 bill, generating over 1 bill of revenue. Dude, they're using the FTX numbers as value prop. Are you seeing? Like they the value props.
It's like, dude, that means absolutely
nothing.
Like, fuck all.
It was an raging bull market.
It was literally like accounting fraud. Like, how can you even just quote any FTX numbers?
FTX was last valued at $32 billion, generating over $1 billion of revenue and $0.4 billion of net profit in 2021. They're like quoting you FTX in the bull market when people thought Sam Bankman-Fried was like,
it's not even FTX in the bull market. You don't even know if those numbers are right. Like it's literally an accounting fraud. So those numbers, they genuinely, like, they just mean complete fuck all.
GTX,
I would love to be a fly on the wall on these, like,
you know what,
pitches, but you know what it is. Like, the guys that invest
preying.
in it are probably also bad guys, and
they're preying on FTX users. They're saying straight up, FTX depositors transfer their claims. So they're just like, this is literally targeted, micro targeted to only these FTX people who are caught in the bankruptcy proceedings. So they're targeting to the people that are listening to our show. Like the people at $10,000, $25K, $5,000. I know some traders have a lot more, but I'm saying to the everyday person that had their money, the Robinhood traders that were probably a lot of FTX. That's because of the marketing of Tom Brady and all that. It's not Tom Brady's fault, by the way, but you know what I mean. And then they're targeting these people, saying, "Yo, that's our way out. We're gonna do the claims thing, USDG or whatever the fuck USDG is." And so it's interesting. GTX unlocks FTX, Celsius, Voyager, etc. creditor claims for immediate trading. I guess what's the move if you have your money in FTX? You do their thing, you get your USDG, you dump that stuff, and you get your money out of that exchange. what's going on?
Yeah, there's gonna be some weird shit.
Yeah,
and like, I don't know. It's just,
I'm not a fan.
It sounds, but yeah, it just sounds very judgmental.
This has just come out just after FTX. They found $5 billion.
Yeah.
So that would imply a much higher recovery, and 10 years recovery seems high even for me. Like, I don't think this is going to take 10 years to go through a bankruptcy court. This isn't going to take that long.
I don't trust.
Just my 2 cents.
I don't trust this at all. I mean, if they did,
it would take a couple of years.
Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like the sound of it. I don't trust it. But anyways, thank you, Anon, for the deck. That was interesting. If you want to watch it on video, we shared the video screen of it. You can share it. Look, it may be real, it may not be, but I'm pretty sure the source is solid, and then this is a real media deck. And so you can check it out. But I mean, it does, it comes out at the same time Ovi was talking about this. But anyways, just quick thing on the Rug Radio side for people. If you're interested, we're going to be sharing more about this. I'll make sure to maybe make it a title for tomorrow real quick. But we do have, if you're a Rug Radio holder, so Genesis or membership pass holders, you can you can log into our rewards program, which is rugradio.expandrewards.xyz. Maybe we'll switch to our .fm goes directly there, but expand without an E. And then if you're a membership pass holder or Genesis NFT holder, you can actually you have to sign one time. You sign only one time, and you'll never have to do it again for proof of ownership. And so you have to have the NFTs in that wallet. So maybe like if you have a membership pass, like you could just move that and use your membership pass if you want. I know a lot of y'all Genesis holders also have one pass, and you can claim rewards. And so what we did with our last town hall last Friday, which you can go look into our town hall notes, is that we launched Listen to Earn. So it's really cool. So now you're going to be able to earn a Rug token for listening to the different Rug Radio shows. So we have 50 creators, 30 plus shows. It's going to be rolled out slowly to all of them. But obviously it starts with some of the bigger ones, and ours that is like a test, especially with regards to volume. So every single person in here, every day at a certain time window, I'm going to change it every time. 11:30, 11:45, whatever, towards the end, I'm going to, put out a secret code to claim. You're going to have maybe like 5, 10, 15, 30 minutes for some, at first, maybe 30 minutes to claim. You'll be able to get some Rug token. There's a dashboard here to see. It's pretty cool, right? You can see like the top, gainers of Rug token. There's also a bounty system that's out now that we fully shipped on Friday, so that you can like perform different actions and get bounties for it, whether it's sharing, liking, commenting, a bunch of different stuff across different Rug Radio assets and posts across different platforms. So we've fully shipped that out and a bunch of different creator tiers. So I said definitely, if you're interested in everything Rug Radio is building, because there's a lot, honestly, and I'm really proud of it. And so I really wanted to mention that. Definitely come into our Discord. It's in my link in bio and the Rug Radio link in bio. But also check out our feed. I mean, we're sharing a lot. The page is growing. Our email list is incredible. Like we share every week what's new with Rug Radio, what we're doing, but also the market. So if you're like the type of person that's just too busy to follow the show every day, we actually we take notes from this show, and so it gets kind of recapped in the week. And then of course the DGens reports go out every morning. I signed up to the email, by the way, and when you told me, Mando, 2 weeks ago, and it's really fun to have it every morning. Just hit my inbox. It's that one and the Rug Radio one that comes on the weekly that I really pay attention to. So really cool. So definitely pay attention to what's being built here, y'all. So because there's a lot of good stuff happening on all fronts from Mando OSF side and our side also on Rug Radio. So a lot of fun things. But anyways, that was a great show. Glad Ovi's back. Actually, super happy Ovi's back. It feels weird, okay? When one person's gone, it feels weird. At some point, I may need a vacation, like where I seriously don't host, so you guys will have to hold it down. But I promise I'm not going to do this to you anytime soon. So
do I get a vacation anytime soon or no? No. Had a kid.
Everyone but Mando.
You had vacation the first 3 days your kid was born. You're fine.
I think it was just a day, right?
Well, that was really relaxing.
You came back for Gordon and Garga 48 hours later. Like your kid was literally born, and then 48 hours later, you were hosting Gordon and Garga on the show. That was so funny, bro. So funny. But hopefully, by the time your daughter turns 1, you'll have your roadcaster set up again. So we're really excited for that. Because now you have 2 of us with the superior, audio quality. So from maximum.
This is the other thing that's happened in 2023. Farouk does 2-hour-long shows. He just decided to take it upon himself.
Sorry.
You would hate
says
this.
1:30.
You and your
it's 1:30
5
here.
p.m.
5 p.m. calls.
No more 5 p.m. calls. I don't know how you guys do it. I don't let anyone schedule me before 12:30, just so I need at least 10-15 minutes of breathing after I host. I don't know how you guys do it. I know it's magic eating calls.
I got to interview a guy to come join us at Canary Labs.
Let's go. All right, let's get off the show. Peace out. I love y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning. Our special guest, Jiho, Axie Infinity founder, coming on tomorrow. Fuck yeah, another banger. We got a bunch of bangers this week. Actually, Thursday's a pretty big banger. We got quite a lineup. Apparently, I'm not allowed to know who. Keith Grossman's told me be ready for quite a lineup, so I guess I'm ready. But anyways, you already know. Tomorrow morning, we'll see y'all 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for another episode of Gem Web3 on Rug Radio. Let's go.
And it's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM on this beautiful day. Good morning to Web3 with Barocco, Sep, and
all 3 now.
Mando.
Hell yeah.
Tuning live at 10:30, and it's all on Rug Radio. It's a beautiful day to have a beautiful day. GM, Rug Radio.
And